Holy, I think we're actually here. I might have figured it out. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on, if this thing's actually working or not. Guys, this has got a tremendous delay for me on here. But let me know right now. I think it's up to date with all your comments. I can't even watch it. It doesn't matter. Let me know in your comments. Can you hear me, guys? I'm having a little trouble getting this thing set up. Let me know. Can you hear me? It's working. Someone says it's working. Can you hear me, though? Que pasa, Mufasa? Holy. Holy. It's good, Mikey. All right. Well, guys, I wasn't sure if this was actually going to work. I was really crossing my fingers here. Here in beautiful Florida, well, I'm staring at a horrible hurricane coming right at us. And not only that, I live in, well, extreme remote Florida. I'm in the middle of nowhere. My internet is solely based off of satellite. And without the satellite, well, when it rains, my internet goes down. So I'm having issues with internet, but I'm glad you guys can hear me. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the live broadcast. I'm so happy that everybody's here. Uh, as I said, I got an extreme delay on my picture, so I can't even watch the picture. I'm just going to try to read your comments as we go along, guys, and hopefully I can keep up with you guys. Well, guys, as I said, thank you so much for coming out here today. I want to apologize. I want to start before anything else. I want to apologize to you guys. I haven't had a lot of videos going up lately. It's, it's been a bit of a struggle moving to North Florida, trying to get the new house situated, dealing with trying to get internet in the middle of nowhere, and of course, all the things that come with a new house and exploring new lakes and new bodies of water. Plus, it's hot here in North Florida. The water temperatures are hot, and the bass fishing is a little bit rough. But anyway, guys, we're getting there, and the videos are starting to come out now. So there's plenty more coming. But I thought because of that, I'd stop and I'd take a little time and do a live broadcast for you guys. I got a bunch of things I want to go over here today, but the main focus of today's live broadcast is going to be about sponsorship. I get this question from you guys so often, especially on my Instagram page, Instagram followers. I actually get asked all the time, at least daily, if I'd be able to sponsor somebody. So there's got to be a lot of confusion. I'm not a company, of course. I can't sponsor people. Companies sponsor people. I'm just a fisherman like you all that happens to have a few sponsors. But in the meantime, like what I mean, because I'm getting questions like that, there's got to be a lot of confusion out there as to how do you get sponsors? What is a sponsor, and what's the whole point of it? Um, you know, so we're gonna go over that. That's the main focus. But of course, this is live Q&A. I'm here to answer as many questions as I can for you guys. I'll do as much as I can for you guys. I'm I'm sure there's a huge delay, so I'm gonna go over all your comments. But there's a lot of you guys in here already, and I'm getting a ton of comments, and those comments are going by pretty quick. So I'm not gonna be able to get to all those comments. I apologize. If you want to keep asking, go ahead and ask. There's a thing on here called Super Chat. I have it hooked up. I don't know anything about it, but apparently that's going to make your comment a super comment, and I'm supposed to notice it. So if you want to go ahead and try that, try the Super Chat, maybe I'll notice it a lot faster. If not, well, bear with me, and I'll try to get back to you on everything that's out there. All right, so I'm going to quickly go over a few. I see Spank That Bass TV, my good buddy Anthony, he's on here. That's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for the prayers that you're sending out here, and everybody else in Florida here. Yeah, we're looking at a horrible storm. This is a bad one. This is a real bad one. I've lived through many hurricanes. This one's scaring us. But we're gonna wait till tomorrow morning. We might even evacuate, even though I'm probably in the safest place in Florida to be. The whole state is in a lot of trouble right now. All right. We got Tom's on here, Bass Fishing with TK Heaven. What's going on, Tom? Taking a break from the little challenge out there, I see. Thanks for tuning in. Mike Duffy wants to know what the best bait caster is. I'm going to get to that one in a little bit, Mike, and that actually can kind of lead into something that I want to talk about anyway. Heath Schwab, awesome. Thanks for coming out, buddy. I appreciate all the comments that you do. And guys, I notice these. I really do. I try to reply to every single comment on every video that I'm getting. And even as I'm growing and we're getting bigger, I'm getting a lot more comments. I still believe that you took your time to put a comment on my video. You deserve that same respect, and I'm going to do my best to try to reply to each one of them. And I do notice through that the people that comment regularly out there, and Heath, you're one of them. I appreciate it very much, my friend. How the hell are you not bigger than the other Florida guys? You're the only one keeping it real. Well, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I'm just doing my thing. They do their thing. They're great at it. My whole goal is to try to help you all become better fishermen, try to teach you some things, and pass my passion. Try to get the next generation hooked up to it. Uh, you know, some people are all about entertainment. I'm a little more on the teaching side. I got my idea for my channel, and I'm going to keep focused on it. Whether that makes me keeping it real, or whether I grow slowly or I don't grow at all, that's just the way it's going to be. Favorite topwater bait. All right. Well, yeah, I'll get to that in there. I think now that we've got quite a few, we got about 11 you guys on here right now. That's awesome. Let's get to what we're actually here about today first, and then we'll get into a whole bunch of these questions. All right. And the deal today, as it says in the title, how do you get a sponsor? And how did I get my sponsors? Before I get into that, I have some huge announcements to make. Sawgrass Bassin has just made another huge leap in our career in the fishing industry here. I have just picked up two tremendous sponsors. Two tremendous sponsors, and I got to give a huge shout out to them right now before I get into everything else. Guys, you're going to love this. I'm stoked. I am so excited to be part of these two companies here. And you're going to see all their products in my new videos as the future comes here. It's just going to be amazing. And like I said, when it comes to sponsors, I don't want to be sponsored by just anybody. I don't want to put my name on just anything just to say I'm sponsored by something. I choose what sponsors I go for because I believe in that product. If I'm going to push a product, I want it to be a good product. I don't want to promote something that I don't truly believe in, and that's the way it should be with anybody that's looking for sponsorship out there. But these two are two companies that I am absolutely head over heels for. They're both younger companies. They're both been around for a couple years, but they are definitely making new strides in the industry, and their products are top of the line, fantastic products that I think we all should use, and we're all going to benefit from it. So the first one, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow teammates and my new teammates at Team Trapper. Trapper Hooks. That's right, guys. I am now part of Team Trapper or Trapper Hooks out there. If you're not familiar with these, I mean, I'm so new with them, I don't even have anything to show you guys right now. But they are amazing. An innovative, absolutely innovative hook on there. The design on the hooks, and they've got treble hooks, and then they got super line hooks, and they've got swim bait hooks, they've got drop shot hooks, everything you can, all with this new design. This design literally, it's unbelievable. It's good. It's changing the industry when it comes to hooks. They are incredibly strong, but the hook sets are 90% better. Absolutely, you will not lose a fish with a trapper hook. It's unbelievable. When you're using your traditional treble hooks on your jerk baits and stuff, you do end up losing a lot of those strikes. You're not going to lose near as many with these trapper hooks. I guarantee it. They are fantastic. You will love trapper hooks. I promise you. And you're going to see them featured in every one of my videos from now on. Not only that, they actually come at a really nice price point. They're fantastic, of course, but the price point is really good, and it's affordable for each and every one of you. So that's just yet another tool that I can pass along that's going to help you guys be better fishermen, land more fish, and not break the bank. And that's what it's all about. That is actually what's leading me into my second new sponsor. You guys are going to flip and love this. I am so excited about this company. This company, they started about 4 years ago. They started off really small in a tiny little garage in New York, and a little two-car garage in New York, and they had one product. and that was a fishing line. One braided line that they put out that actually set this whole thing in motion. Now they are an international company. They have an entire product line from rods to reels to line to apparel to organization systems, you name it, they're there. And yes, they are fantastic. But the best thing about all their products, they're top of the line innovation, and they are at a very, very low price point. They can put that stuff in your pocket. The high quality stuff that competes with some of the biggest names out there by far, if not surpassing them, for less than half the price. I guarantee it. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, if you haven't figured it out yet, KasKing. That's right. I am now on team. I am a brand ambassador for KasKing. KasKing makes some of the best reels out there, and I mean, there isn't a reel that goes over $100, guys. Some phenomenal reels that will actually it won't hurt your pocketbook. You can put them in your put them in your arsenal for less than $50. Some of them for less than $30, and they're still fantastic reels. KasKing are amazing. They really are. The quality is there. Again, I wouldn't put my name on anything else if I didn't truly believe in it. And I did a lot of research. I've been talking with these guys for quite some time. I wanted to make sure that, hey, you know what? Sometimes you really do get what you pay for. And when you got products that are that inexpensive, maybe there's a good reason why they are. But the truth is, their stuff is literally top of the line. For all you guys that have been following me for quite a while, that have been out there, I know you know who I was with, what reel company I was with, and I love their product. I absolutely do. But when you guys, and a question I get asked quite often is, I'm just getting into using casting equipment. I don't really know what to do, but I don't want to have a lot of money. I don't want to spend a lot of money. What's the best bait caster I can get for under $100? I couldn't. Of course, I want to promote what companies I work with, but I couldn't honestly do that with my last company because they didn't have one that was under $100. And I know we're all on limited budgets, especially a lot of you guys out there that are younger anglers that are just getting into the sport, or even some of us that just have a tight budget. No matter what, we don't all have that budget to buy a $300 rod or a $250 or $300 reel. We just don't have it, and there is no need to do it because I found KasKing for you guys. And KasKing, their products literally are they're on par with the biggest names out there. The innovations are there. They make the fastest reels now. They make the lightest reels. They've all got 11 ball bearings. They've got carbon fiber drag systems. They've got 3 different braking systems. Top of the line stuff, guys. Ain't fantastic. You're gonna love KasKing, and you're gonna see them in all my new videos coming up. It'll all be completely with KasKing Reels. You're gonna love it. Not only that, like as I said, they make fantastic braided lines, some of the best there is. They've got into rods now. Of course, I am still with carrot sticks. I love my carrot sticks. They're a family to me. I'm not leaving carrot sticks, guys. So for all you Team Orange guys that are out there, don't worry. I am always gonna bleed Team Orange out there. All right, so that's good news, and that's it. Now, I mean, this is exciting. I see a lot of you guys saying, congratulations, that's great. What's a good KasKing reel for big stripers? Things I'm going to get into a bunch of those in a little bit. And I'll talk to you about all the different products that we got and which we can do. Of course, you can always go check out eatposeidon.com. And there actually is a link down in my description on this very video to go to KasKing, so you can check all those ones out at your own leisure as well too. But I'll get into that later. What we want to talk about right now is I just told you about a couple of my new sponsors, and I know a lot of you I had the questions on how do you get those sponsors yourself? How did I do it? How did I get to this level to where I'm able to get new sponsors like that? So I want to start talking about that real quick, and hopefully I can teach you guys a little something, maybe give you a little bit of guidance on where to go. All right, so here we go. This is what we're going to do. The question I get asked more often than not is, will you sponsor me? Hey, I'm new. I'm a young angler, but I'm fishing tournaments. I'm avid. I really want to, I want to get my name out there. I'm looking for sponsors. Well, I think to start, the thing you guys got to ask yourself is, one, Why do you want a sponsor? What do you think you're going to get out of having a sponsor? Really ask yourself that question. Why do I want a sponsor? What do you think that you get from having a sponsor? If your answer to that question is because I want free stuff, or because I want new stuff, or because I want them to give me anything, you're barking up the wrong tree right there, guys. I'll tell you right now, that is not what it's all about. If you believe you're going after sponsorships and going after companies to sponsor you because you just want free stuff, or you think you can get new stuff out of them, or they're even going to give you anything in the first place, you're absolutely wrong. That's not the way it works. Not the way it works at all. Most sponsorships will actually only give you a discount on products that they get there, usually anywhere from 10% to 50%, and that's the way it's going to be for everybody. That's the way it's for me too. They're not just going to give you stuff. You are not going to get free stuff out of there unless you are an elite tournament angler and your name is widely recognized out there. You know, those are the only people that are getting paid sponsorships, that are getting things, boats and rods and reels and glasses and you name it. There's so many things out there. You are not going to get free stuff by going after a sponsorship. And number two, on that same point, if that is your attitude, no company is going to be interested in you. That's just the way it is. Right? I'm going to give you right now this is my number one tip. All right, and this is the attitude that you got to have when you're going after sponsors. Number one, the best advice I can give you. You have to have this attitude in your head out there. The attitude is, what can I provide for the company? Not what can the company give to me. That's got to. I'll say that again. What can I provide to the company? Not what can the company give to me. You keep that attitude in there. That's gonna how you're gonna be successful, and you're gonna attract a lot of sponsors. You got to remember, guys, when you're looking for sponsorships, you can call it what you want. Call it field staff, call it brand ambassadors, call it pro staff. Right? Pro staff does not stand for professional staff. Pro staff stands for promotional staff. That's what we do. We promote the products for the sponsors, and in turn, they give us discounts, and maybe eventually they might start giving you a few other things. But that is exactly what it is. We are there to help build that company, to help promote them. I see. I'm on pause here. I don't know if you guys do, so I'm just gonna keep on talking. I don't know why I'm on pause. There. I'm gonna stop for a second to see if it does. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or not, or when it stops. Try to read a few of your comments while I'm waiting here. All right. Looks like we all went back on here. So, all right, keep going. You're good. All right. Sorry, guys. Apologize. It paused on my screen. So I just thought I'd figure it out. Anyway, as I was saying, that's the attitude you got to have out there. We are promotional staff out there. When you're looking for a sponsorship, you want to be able to provide something for that company. That's the only way they're going to pay attention to you. You either have to have a very large social media following, you have to be a tournament fisherman that's in a lot of tournaments, or you do a lot of public speaking, things like that. You have to be able to draw attention to the company in one way or another. If you can't, if you've got a small following, just a few people on your YouTube, a small Instagram, maybe just a small Facebook, you can still provide something for the company, but every Joe and every fisherman out there would love to be sponsored. So they're gonna get thousands of applications, honestly. And if they feel you can't provide something for them, you're probably not going to get the sponsorship, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. So with the attitude of what can you get from the company, and not really being able to provide a lot to the company, of course you're never going to be able to be very successful at getting sponsorships. Now, with that being said, there are some tools that can help out you younger anglers and things like that to help guide you towards sponsorships, and what and get your name out there. Um, I'm going to talk about one real quick. It is a website that just about anybody can go on. You fill out your own little resume, and they will help get you in touch with certain companies. Doesn't mean these companies are actually going to take you on, um, but they can help guide you in the way, and it's called National Pro Staff. National Pro Staff is a website. Yeah, you have to pay a certain fee, but they will put the companies that are actively seeking new pro staff or new field staff. They'll put those companies right in front of you and let you know these companies are. This one's looking to hire 150. This one's looking to hire 200. That is, pardon me. That is a good way to get started. I have one big drawback with that, and I don't do it personally. And the reason why I say I don't enjoy National Pro Staff is because too many of you are just wanting to be sponsored to get free stuff, and you can end up getting in with a company through National Pro Staff. Of course, it can work, but you get in with that company and you don't necessarily even believe in that product. You just went with them just to say you're actually sponsored by somebody. Um, that's not doing you any good. That's not doing the company any good. And in the long term, it's going to lead to a bad reputation for you. Yes, all these companies, they all communicate all throughout everybody. There are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of us anglers out there that all want sponsorships. But when somebody picks up a sponsorship just because they wanted a sponsorship and does not contribute, does not do anything because they just wanted that free stuff, trust me, those companies are putting you on a list. They're putting your name on a list, a blacklist out there. So yes, National Pro Staff can get you sponsorships. It's a fairly easy way to do it, but in the long run, it is not going to be a very successful way for you guys to do it. Absolutely not. It's going to put you in touch with companies that you don't necessarily believe in, and loyalty is huge in this industry. If you don't have loyalty, you don't believe in that product, you're pushing a product uh, to your followers, to your subscribers, to your viewers, to your fans, whoever it is, that you don't necessarily believe in or you don't even use yourself. What is that saying about you? And that's the way everybody does it. So that's what I don't like about National Pro Staff, is they've actually made it too easy. But if you are struggling as young angler and you need to get your name out there, go to National Pro Staff. But be very careful on who you apply to. All right? Make sure you've done your research on that product and believe in the product before you actually apply to it. Because if they do pick you up and you don't really know anything about it, you're not doing them any good. You're not doing yourself any good, and you're establishing a bad reputation right from the get go, and that's not where you want to do. That's going to hurt you in the long run. So that's basically the best to say. So to go in at a good way, the best way, and the way I go at sponsorships is I'm in this industry every day. I'm working it every day. I've already got pretty familiar with just about every product that's out there. The newer ones, of course, I got to learn them just like everybody else. But I do my research a lot before I even think about going out to apply for a sponsorship for a company. I do my research, absolutely, and I want to make sure that I believe in that product before I even think about it. And so, by doing the research, liking your posts as well, and even sharing your posts as well, now it's time to approach them. And approach them with the attitude that I just talked to you guys about, of that make sure that your attitude is, what can I provide for you? You've proven to them, this is what I can provide for you. I've been tagging you for months now, so you can see what I provide for you. And drop the attitude of what can they give to you. Don't even worry about it. Once you get on board, you continue to impress them, continue to work hard for them, and show them what they can do. The stuff will start to come then. But see, when you accept that first sponsorship, yeah, you're just gonna get a discount like everybody else. Maybe they'll throw a hat at you or a T-shirt at you, but you're not gonna get the free reels or the free sunglasses. That's not gonna happen for a long time until you actually until you actually proven yourself. Almost every new company will have a 1 year probation period. Some are 6 months, most are a year. But that's it. That's the best way I can teach you guys. I've been ignoring the comments because I've just been going on here, so I hope you guys have been following that. But that's my best advice for you. When you want to go for a sponsorship, make sure you love the company and believe in the product, number one. Drop the attitude of what you get from the company. Pick up the attitude of what can you provide for the company. Start tagging them one of your posts and get your name out there. Let them notice you before you approach them. And then when you approach them with that attitude of, this is what I can provide for you guys. I'd love to be part of your team. And all I want from you is to keep on liking all my posts. And that's it. And that's it. And that's how you get it. Nice professional way to do it. And now they know it. So there you go, guys. That's the best way I can teach you on how to get your own sponsorships out there. I hope that helped you guys a lot. All right. Let's do it. I'm seeing comments going like crazy here. Let's start going through these comments and see what kind of questions and answers I can have. Of course, you guys have any questions about sponsorships, I'm going to answer those first. But let's just start reading them down there. My buddy Alan is sponsored by them. That's, oh, my good buddy HPTV. What's up, brother? I haven't talked to you in a long time. What is your favorite all-round fishing lure? That's from Mystery Fisherman. Mystery Fisherman, my favorite all-around fishing lure is got to be a Zoom Super Fluke. I use it. That is my go-to lure all the time. Blind Fisherman only uses KasKing braid. Yeah, absolutely. That's some great stuff. It really is. All right. Fishing with Grows. What's up, buddy? All right. All right. I probably missed a bunch of comments here. I'm just going to scroll back so I can answer the comments as they pop up there. But one thing I did see out there, yeah, I saw it out here somewhere. I can't find it right now. Oh, here it is. Do you have any lure sponsors? This comes from HPTV, a good buddy of mine down in Orlando. Yeah, HP. No, I do not. And I do that for a specific reason. I used to have a couple lure sponsors, but when you have a sponsorship, you do want to promote them. You do want to be using them. And seeing as I was a guide, I couldn't always guarantee that I'm going to use that lure. I want to use what's going to work at that time. I'm a big fan of the Fluke. I was not sponsored by Zoom, but I almost felt guilty anytime I would use a Zoom Super Fluke and put it in one of my clients' hands because I'm not technically supposed to. I'm supposed to be using what I'm sponsored with. So that it handcuffed me. It really tied me back to what I felt comfortable using anymore. And at the same time, I make videos, and I want to. If I have a good day and I'm nailing the fish on a certain lure, and it didn't happen to be my sponsor's lure, I was getting flack from the sponsor because I was putting that video out, where I should be only putting videos out for them. And that's not the way it is. That's not going to work in my world. I'm a YouTuber. I'm going to put out the best videos I can for you guys and teach you every different method that I possibly can that's hopefully going to help you guys out. So the lure companies having a specific lure sponsor really tied me up, and it kept me to a point where I couldn't put out what I wanted to put out, or at least feel comfortable doing it without upsetting somebody. So no, I do not have any lure sponsors, and I'm going to keep it that way. How do you get your name out there? This is a good one that I'm seeing there. This is from Creek Fishing 101. How do you get your name out there? Perseverance, man. Integrity, perseverance, and consistency. And that's just it. Now, I am not a newbie here. I have been in this industry for over 20 years. I started in my younger teens and early 20s. I fished a lot of tournaments. And then I took a hiatus and I went to the Caribbean for a long time. And I worked at a whole bunch of different fishing charters that I ran down throughout the Caribbean. And then I came back to Florida, started my guiding service again, and then just now, in the last year, got into social media. I didn't even know it existed. But to get your name in. So that even though I've only been doing social media for about a year now, or just over a year now, I had to get my name back out there because nobody remembered who I was from my early 20s, 20 years ago, out there. So um, it was consistency, and that's it. Especially with Instagram, I would post 2 to 3 posts minimum a day, every day. Follow 200 to 300 people every day. Unfollow people that weren't necessarily following me back, or weren't weren't contributing or making a good community, and doing that every day, nonstop. A lot of work. It is a lot of work to get your name out there. YouTube is just starting to catch on after over a year. So it's not easy, but that's the best. Just keep at it, keep consistent, and keep putting yourself in this front of as many people as you can. That's the only way to get your name out there. The site for sponsorships, that's from Ashton Gilbert. That was National Pro Staff, nationalprostaff.com. And man, I'm a big fan. I really like the homage. Oh, the homemade fishing pole. That's from Doc Davis. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. And I'm actually gonna do. I'll be doing another one of those, but I'm gonna have a whole series of DIY stuff coming up. I'm not gonna spill the beans because I got some pretty cool things coming. But stay tuned. There's more DIY stuff coming. A lot more. Do I still have the Nemo lure? No, I do not. I gave that away in the big giveaway in July, the Christmas in July giveaway. That was one of the things I gave away. So the winner of that got the Nemo lure, the actual Nemo lure. I don't have that one still. Fishman's Grubs. What is a good number of subs on YouTube and followers on Instagram to start looking for sponsors? That's an excellent question, Fishman's Grubs. Very excellent question. I'll tell you, I picked up my first sponsorship through social media. I only had about 200 subs on YouTube, um, and I think Instagram was probably only around maybe 2,000, maybe 1,500, somewhere around there. I didn't have a lot when I got there, but with the attitude that I just said, and started doing the things I did, that got them to notice me. And maybe I wasn't big yet, but they could see that I was aggressive and I was working really hard at it. And when I did approach them, I spelled it out exactly the way I want to go to the top of this industry. I'm not going to stop until I get there. I will work hard every day, put your name out there every day with me, and I want the best of the best to go to the top with me. And that's exactly what I said to them, and that was enough to get them on there. So you don't have to have a ton, but yeah, my first, and that was Carrot Sticks. That came at 200 subs and about 1,500 on Instagram. Team Johnson, what's going on, brother? Good to see you guys. Hope you guys are safe down there in South Florida. If you're still down there, you're absolutely nuts. Get the heck out of Dodge, brother. No, I do fish. I do this fish. There are no snakeheads up here in Central Florida. Snakehead, no bullseye snakeheads. They really only go about as far north as West Palm Beach, Palm Beach County out there. They don't like any water that gets a little any farther north. The water will get a little too cold for them. They can't take it. Heat Schwab, as a longtime viewer, I wanted to say thanks. You've helped me. You've always commented when I had questions or not. So thanks. You're a good man. God bless. Thank you, Heath. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the comments. You've always been good. I've noticed that you comment all the time, which means you're watching. And I can't say thank you enough. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate the comments, and keep them coming, brother. I'll keep the videos coming. I'll keep helping the best I can. You do some great stuff with those kids too, guys. But I believe me, I've read them all. I know what you're doing out there. It's a fantastic thing, helping those kids out, and I know that puts a big strain on you financially. But you still do it. That's a big heart. You're a good man. All right. Yeah, Team Johnson, come on up. But you know what? Don't even bother right now. The fishing is rough right now. What you know, with the heat out there, it's not like South Florida where you got canals you can walk up and down everywhere. It's I'm surrounded by literally 400 lakes, but there's no real shore fishing. You gotta get your John boat in there, but you gotta get to know people. I haven't met enough people yet to be able to access these lakes. But the fishing is rough. The water is really hot. The bass have moved to the deep part of the lakes where you can't access from shore anyway. And they're really sitting scattered out on little pieces of structure. So until you get to know them, it's tough fishing. Really tough. Let's see. Ashton Gilbert. I did research just from a different interpretation. What are you talking? Oh, would you recommend me trying for a Daiwa reels? You know what? If you really like to, Daiwa, that's a great product. You believe in it. Daiwa does make some really nice stuff. Um, Daiwa is going to be a tough one, albeit that is a big company, and they sponsor some really big names out there. So you're gonna have to really work hard to get their attention. That'd be a really tough one to do. And I find a lot with a lot of the bigger companies too. There's not as much of a personal relationship between their pro staff and the company, unless you are an extremely big celebrity or elite tournament fisherman out there. And that is one of the reasons why I left one of my last sponsors because I got very little communication with them. No matter how hard I was working or how much I was spreading their name out there, they really didn't seem to notice. I got very little attention back from them, very few likes. In fact, after being with them for about 8-9 months, I actually got an email from the company asking if I wanted to be pro staff for them. Well, obviously you haven't been paying attention. I'm already pro staff with you guys, so that just tells me right there you guys are too big. You got too many promotional staff on your team now. You don't even know who you got anymore. So that's to me that's what happens with big companies. Unless you're extremely large yourself, you're probably going to get lost in the mix and not have a real good relationship with them. But Daiwa does make some great stuff, and if you can get them, fantastic. That's a great company. Tall Fisherman probably was near Tall Jay and I. We go back quite a ways. He's a really good friend of mine. We've made many videos together, but we fished together almost daily until I moved away. So uh, I'm sure he'd be in here. I'm sure he's checking in and out. He'll be here again. Oh, Grant Henry, thank you very much. Says you love the channel challenges. That's awesome. Thanks, Grant. Trollcar and Liquid Mayhem have been very good to us. Lots of communication, and that's awesome. That's the way it is. I'll be honest. I did just sign with Trapper Hooks, but Trollcar and I were in communication. We were in talks. It came down to the two of them. But I ended up going with Trapper because I'm in love with this new hook, this new innovation. I think it's fantastic. I really think it's gonna be revolutionize things, and they're a younger company, so I actually have through my work, I'll have a chance to work my way up throughout the company too. You never know what the future holds. Cinetic is a really good reel company, and they have great price points on their stuff. So a lot of their reels, really nice price points, and a good company, and a good nice young company too. What's my favorite crankbait? Ooh, that's a tough one. That comes from Grant Henry. My favorite crankbait. I really do like the KVD series. He's got all the different 1.5 to 5.5 or whatever they are, all the different depth series on them. But they have a nice tight wobble. They're good. I like the KVD ones. I use them a lot, and they're actually not that expensive. I mean, I think you're only paying like $6 or $7 maximum for a crankbait. There's some other companies that make fantastic ones, but I mean, do I really want to spend $13, $14 on a crankbait? Not really. Rig it, lock it, land it. There you go, Trapper. Ashton asked if I fished Okeechobee lately. I have not. I haven't been there in several months. About a month and a half ago, I moved to North Central Florida. Okeechobee is a good hour and a half to 2 hours south of me now. Bobby Collin, I forgot you moved to Central Florida, but you ain't gonna get the bad part of the storm. No, but the entire state's gonna get affected real bad. No matter what, I can't predict exactly where this storm's gonna come. Whether it comes straight through the south, whether it comes off the east coast a little bit. I mean, the entire state of Florida is only about 140 miles wide, and we're looking at a Category 4, Category 5 storm that's 410 miles wide. So even if it's 100 miles off the coast, the entire state's getting engulfed with it. We're all going to get it pretty bad. You know, I don't know what to say about that. I wish everybody, I hope you're safe. The people down south that haven't got out of there, get out of there, guys. It's not worth it. You can rebuild your house. You can't rebuild your lives. What's your PB bass? Mine is 8 pounds, but my profile pic is 5. That's from Gage Morse. My PB bass is 10.2. And I caught that when I was 17 years old in northern Michigan, of all places. I've caught many in the 9 to 10 range, but I still haven't beat that 10.2. But I'm making a bold prediction. Where I live now, there are some monsters out here. I haven't found them just yet, but I'm predicting by the end of the year, I will break my personal best right here. Oh yeah, I said yeah, south from Okeechobee. I got you, Ashton. It's Nick. What is your favorite bait? My favorite bait is definitely a Zoom Super Fluke. Gotta be, yeah, it's my go-to. It's my confidence lure. I know Fluke Masters got his name because of that, but if he wasn't around, I'm sure I would have taken that name too. I got some great videos on it, but that is always that's my search lure, my confidence lure, and when time is tough and I'm having a rough time, I guarantee I'll throw my Fluke. I'll catch something. What do I use to edit my videos? Tony Lippard. That's a good one. I use right now. I use Final Cut Pro. I got a new MacBook Pro, and I went out and got the best of the best that I can for it, and it's amazing. Final Cut Pro. It's an amazing deal. It's not a cheap one, and it really I think believe it only works on MacBooks. But if you're Windows based, anything like that, before this I was using Sony Vegas, and that's a fantastic program as well. You fish my neighborhood when you fish at Weston. I actually miss fishing at Weston. You know, now that I'm up north here, I'm not gonna be able to do that anymore. But Weston is unbelievable. Some great fishing in Weston, all over the just about it. There's lakes and ponds everywhere. You can do everything from, frog fishing through the lily pads to great peacock bass. Weston's on fire, man. See, Gil Croker is asking. He's always wanted to fish for peacock bass, asking if you can eat them. Yeah, you can actually. My good buddy Tall Fisherman Jay, he did a catch and cook on peacock bass, and he actually said it really wasn't that bad. Peacock bass are not actually a bass; they're a cichlid. They're in the cichlid family, and traditionally, most cichlids do not taste very good at all. But the peacock, he said it really wasn't that bad. You are allowed to keep them. You're only allowed to keep two per angler, though, in Florida. Faceless Fisherman love the Home Depot Fishing Challenge. That's awesome, man. Thank you for watching it. Go ahead, see what you can come up with. That's fantastic. And there's gonna be plenty more of those coming. I got a whole series of them coming out. Where in South Florida did I live? From NOLA, I was down around the Fort Lauderdale area, just outside of Fort Lauderdale. Thank you, Isaac. I appreciate that. Show us your ink. Oh, yeah. There's a bit of it. We got a little bit. There's, there's ink everywhere. My Big Buck Outdoors asked, "What's your best method for catching peacock bass?" Sight fishing, by far. One of the best things about peacock bass is they're beautiful, they're colorful, and they stand out. You can almost always see them. So continue to walk along the banks until you find a good one. When you find a good one, throw everything in his face. Keep following him, even if he keeps swimming. Keep following him. Keep throwing in his face. If he's not hitting that, eventually you're gonna piss him off enough that he's gonna hit it, and that's it. That's my best method. I literally call it peacock hunting. I keep moving. Yeah, that one's too small. Those are nice. Nah, I keep moving. Looking for the bigger one. Once I find the big one that I want, I will stick to that fish as long as it takes till I get them. And of course, live shiners, or actually even live cichlids. Catch some baby cichlids, you'll get them for sure. What is some of your bucket list fish? This comes from the blind fisherman. Some of my bucket list fish. There's quite a few of them. I've been fortunate enough. I've been doing this a long time, and I've traveled all over the world. I've lived in 8 countries now, and I believe my I'll have to double check, but I believe my species list is at 162. I've caught 162 different species, but there are still quite a few that I haven't yet caught that I would really have to. Number one, a rooster fish. I haven't caught a rooster fish. Surprisingly enough, I haven't caught one myself. I would love to. They're fantastic looking fish, great fighters. I've been on boats, been working on boats that people have caught them, but I haven't personally gotten one myself yet. So that's definitely on there. Some of my bucket list fish. I would love to go to the Amazon, and which I haven't been able to do yet. Go to the Amazon, catch some of those, some of the fish that are down there. Some of the river monsters that you see on those shows. Arapaima would definitely be one. Arowana would be another one. I can't really think of the name of it. I think tigerfish or something, the one with those crazy ass teeth. I would love to catch a few of those. So there's still quite a few on the list that I haven't got yet, but that's a few of them for sure. Gage Morris, I never left Lunker TV so fast when I saw the live. That's fantastic. Gage, you just made my day. You are my new favorite fan. Thank you very much. And nothing against Lunker, he does a great job, but hey, I mean, if somebody left Lunkers to come watch me, yeah. Yeah, definitely, Team Johnson. Next time you go to Okeechobee, I'd be more than happy to. Just let me know. I So Sky Aviation saying in the lake where the bridge is that me and tall fishermen usually fish, Frank caught a 10-pound largemouth. I don't doubt it at all. I have pulled several 5 and 6 pounders out of there. Especially if you're familiar with the area, not too far, but watch the videos. It's usually the place I started off fishing at, where the culverts are. I've pulled several 5 and 6 pounders out of there. So I guarantee I don't doubt that you got a 10-pounder out of there at all. Vampire fish in the Amazon. Thanks, Fish and Dad. That is definitely one of them. When am I going to let HP fish my lake? Well, I'm still trying to figure it out, HP. I'm still trying to dissect this lake. I know there's monsters in here. I'm being told about it all the time by all my neighbors. I'm seeing the pictures. It's a little rough right now. So I'm gonna let you fish my lake after I've had a good successful trip on it, because I would feel really ashamed if you come out here and show me up on my own lake. That's not gonna happen. At least I'm not gonna let it happen. Not yet. Do the Walmart challenge. I can do that. I've got a couple. I've got a whole bunch of challenges coming, guys. Literally, I mean, I've got so many videos backed up right now because of this move, and now because of the hurricane, and really because of the weather that we've been having. The fishing has been pretty tough. I've got to have a dozen videos that I'm waiting to finish right now. A lot of challenges, some stuff that you guys are absolutely, it's gonna blow your mind. It's amazing what's going on. But I might do the Walmart challenge. I might do that. Have I ever fished in Sarasota? No, I don't believe I have. Honestly, I've only been through Sarasota. I've never actually stopped in Sarasota. But it's not too far. It's about 3 hours from me to get up to Sarasota now. But usually, it's just when I'm passing through, like on my way to Louisiana or something. Then Gage asked, "Have I ever fished in Louisiana?" Yeah, several times. In fact, there is a spot in Louisiana. I don't want to give up too much, But I was just talking to my wife about it. It's gonna make a fantastic video. Something I haven't seen anything on YouTube about yet, and it's in Louisiana. So I will be headed to Louisiana somewhere in the next couple months. CVS challenge on Okeechobee. You're talking like CVS, like the drugstore. So CVS challenge on Okeechobee. CVS challenge anywhere sounds like a challenge. Yeah, 162 species is a lot, fishing dad. Ever get up north? Muskie fishing up north. Yeah, absolutely. I'm from up north. I'm originally from Windsor, Ontario. I grew up fishing muskie on Lake St. Clair, Detroit River. Fantastic muskie areas. But I used to spend at least a week every summer of my life up in, I guess it'd be central Ontario, but a place called the Moon River. And actually, at one point, the world record muskie had come out of Blackstone Harbor and off the Moon River. So I've plenty of muskie, love them. And I'm actually working on getting up there to go back up to Detroit and do some muskie fishing again. Have I ever fished northern Michigan? Yeah, many times. And, in fact, my personal best bass at 10.2 pounds came from northern Michigan. Have I ever fished Kansas? Nah, I don't. I can't say I have. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I've ever been to Kansas. I'd have to like really think about that, maybe driven through it, but I don't know if I have. Dolly Store Fishing Challenge. It's got to be Dollar Store. Yeah, Dollar Store. Yeah, that's a good one. There's so many up there. Oh, look at that, Johnny Casey in the house. There's so many great challenges out there, fishing from different stores and seeing what you can do on a $25 challenge or something like that. Um, but I tell you guys, like I said, I've got some great challenge videos on the way. They're in the make. They're halfway filmed. I just got to finish them off, but they are they are gonna blow your mind. Nobody's done what I've got going on. Faceless Fisherman asked if I've ever been to South Carolina. I have. In fact, I had some family living up there, my wife's family. And they just moved down here to where I am now. But we used to travel up there every so often, for sure. What's the biggest muskie I've caught? I honestly don't know. Um, you know, yeah, on Lake St. Clair, it's probably right around 52 inches. Would be probably my biggest. But on Lake St. Clair, I mean, it's an amazing muskie fishery, and it's got an average size of around 46 to 47 inches. So most of them are going to be in that range. But I think the biggest one I personally caught, I believe 52. I might be wrong on that. It might have been 54, but I think it was 52. Gage says, "You ever fish in Canada, and what did you catch?" Well, I'm from Canada, and I've lived all over Canada. So yes, I've done. Well, I learned to fish in Canada, so most of my fishing did up in Canada. And most of the time, I would target uh, walleye, as you Americans say. In Canada, we call them pickerel, smallmouth bass, northern pike, muskie. We had some great salmon and trout species up there. Lake trout. I loved fishing for lake trout. I miss a lot of the fishing in Canada, for sure. I've ever caught a pure freshwater snook. That's hard to say. I have caught a lot of snook in some of these canal systems in South Florida that are definitely freshwater, but every canal eventually leads out to brackish water and then out to the ocean. They all lead out to the ocean eventually. There's a lot of water retainment systems and dams and stuff in between, so quite possibly some of these snook have never seen the salt water. Um, but there's no way. I'm not a scientist. I couldn't tell you that for sure. a survival fishing challenge. That sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool, and actually, that's something that I have talked about and thought about. There's a couple products out there that I thought about maybe I can do something with that. So yeah, survival fishing challenge. CP Fishing. How do you get sponsors? You missed that whole conversation. The first probably half an hour of this whole broadcast was all about that. But it'll still be on, so you can go back and watch it all again. I should get a good bass boat. I kind of like my bass boat. I have it's an older one, but the Foxy Girl. I have a 19-foot Bass Cat, older boat, but she's seen plenty of wars. Love that boat. Um, So yeah, I do love that boat, but I do a lot of my videos from shore. Actually, the majority of my videos have been from shore, not from the boat, and that's for a real specific reason. My whole goal with this channel is to try to teach the next generation and inspire people to get out there and pick up a line, go fishing, drop the Xbox, pick up your tackle box. That's it. A lot of my followers and subscribers, they're younger generations that don't necessarily have access to boats. So teaching them a lot of the techniques from a boat is kind of not really helping them out. So I try to do a lot of my videos from the banks, from the shores, just like they would be able to do. Try to keep it as relatable as possible. Faceless fisherman, do you bow fish? That is a very excellent question, and I'm going to leave that with just this. Stay tuned. That's all I got to say about that. Stay tuned. Yeah, a lot of people don't know I have a boat because I don't do a lot of videos on the boat. But really, if you look through, there's definitely plenty of videos that I have done from the boat, especially a lot of the peacock videos and deep in the Everglades, things like that. But yep, I do have a boat. In fact, I got two. I have a little John boat as well. Fish with the Isaac Herrera. Fish with the worst setup, frozen rod and dollar spinning bait from the worst setup, frozen. Oh, the frozen rod, like Frozen, the Disney TV or movie. There, yeah, the Let It Go, the little girl. All right, yeah. Oh, I could definitely do that. In fact, I got something very similar coming up though, very similar. So stay tuned for that one. Ever want to go fishing? Let me know. Big bull red are coming in the Boca Grande. Yeah, definitely. Ashton, I'll definitely check it out. I've been talking with my wife a lot, about this. We really want to start. It's not quite there yet, but as the channel progresses, it gets larger and bigger, and we can, can reasonably do it. I really want to start traveling a lot more, and fishing with my subscribers. That's one of the goals. A whole series I'd like to do is, traveling to fish with subscribers. I think that would be fantastic. So that could be on the list. Oh, that's awesome, fishing dad. And you knew my name. That's fantastic. I I'm not huge. I'm not a big guy YouTuber out there. We're growing slowly, but when I do, when I do get recognized, it doesn't happen often. But when I do, it's an amazing feeling. It really is. It's happened a few times. I got one video out there. I believe it's the fishing with invasive species video. Yeah, it is. I was literally fishing on a canal that I fish quite often down in South Florida, and he made it in the video. But a young subscriber, his mother was driving him past, and he spotted me, recognized me, made her stop, pull over, and came out. I had to stop to come say hi and tell me how much he enjoyed the channel stuff. That's amazing. That feels so good. There's nothing better than that. Absolutely nothing better than that to get recognized and by especially by a younger viewer, and to have them say how much you've helped them and how much you taught them. That's why I do it. That's exactly what I do. That's why I guide. That's why I make these videos. It's the same for all the same thing. Nothing is better than that. Make a series like the John B. the Never Stop Tour. If I had John B.'s subscribers and let's say generated income through that, I would definitely do that. But it's not feasible at this moment. But I would love to. Well, I'm sorry, CP fishing. What are you saying? Because you've talked to me about stuff. I'm not sure. I missed your other comments there. I think. Do I fish Wisconsin at all? I have. I not in many years, but I have fished in Wisconsin several times. Yeah, it is pretty cool that you get recognized working class. um, it doesn't happen often, um, but actually, especially up here where I live now, it's a much smaller population. But I have been recognized a couple times up here too. It feels amazing. It really does. And I'm sure I don't care how big I get, it's still gonna feel amazing. All the time. Especially when it's good comments. They say I've helped them out. They've learned stuff. They love my videos because of certain things. That's great. That's fantastic. Faceless Fisherman, do you have any advice on fishing muddy water? Yeah, absolutely. Definitely muddy water is no different. If your eyes are under the water or the fish's eyes are under the water, it's hard to see. It's hard. It's going to be a much harder than to see. So you don't want to use any of those light colored lures. You need something that has a bold profile that stands out. Either makes a lot of commotion or has a big bold profile, like a big heavy jig with a big flapping trailer on there. And you want it to be dark colors, black and blues, dark green pumpkins, browns, things like that. Things that are gonna let the fish that come out of the muddy water look like in the same time. But it's not the colors they're gonna see; it's the profile that they're gonna see. So big in muddy waters, big worms, big jigs, big spinner baits, dark colored spinner baits with the biggest blade, single blade you can have, something that makes that big thump in there that they can really feel and hone in on that lure a lot easier. That's the best way to fish muddy water. Stay dark colors and something with a big bold profile or that makes a big commotion. I've used a live target threadfin shad. I have several times. Um, because I moved, I did not get my lucky tackle boxes last month, so the month of August there. But they did come in the lucky tackle box. They had the live target threadfin shad. It was in there. I already had a few of them my own anyway, but it got lost in the mail, so I never did end up getting those ones. But yeah, they're an awesome lure. All those the live target actually at iCast, they have one like the threadfin shad, but it's a bluegill. That should be coming out on the market shortly, and it's dynamite. I got one of them for iCast. Unbelievable. The largemouth just eat it up. I did. I caught one crappie in South Florida. I think just one on Lake Ida, of all places. I had no idea there was even crappie in there, but on a live shiner, I pulled out a pretty nice sized black crappie. Zoom, gauge, zoom. Best way to catch flathead out of a very small pond. Uh, to be honest, like catfish has not been a big target of mine. I've caught plenty of them, and it's usually by accident. But I mean, out of a very small pond, if the flathead that are in there, they're not going to be moving much, so you don't need lures that move much. I mean, I would go with some the stinkiest, oldest chicken liver or something like that. Put it on a big hook on a weight and sit it on the bottom. Wait for them to come to it. It's a small pond. What's up, fishing with Finn? Holla, 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 Canuck. The weirdest thing that I've hooked that is not a fish. I've caught a lot of garbage over the years, that's for sure. I caught a license plate once, and this was down in the Caribbean. And somehow I hooked onto a license plate from New York. That was kind of weird. I've gotten toilet bowls or toilet bowl rings, the seats, uh, all sorts of stuff. Got a really nice woman's bra once too. I wonder how that happened, or where? How did that lady get home without her bra? Yeah, those culverts are killers, guy. All right. Well, guys, this has been going on for quite a while. I appreciate everybody that's been out there, but we've just done an hour long broadcast. That's probably a bit too much. But, guys, I really appreciate those of you that are still here and all the questions. It's fantastic. I hope I answered as many of them as I can. But most importantly, everybody that came out and watched the sponsorship part of this, I hope that helped. I really did. When you're out there looking for a new sponsor or hoping to get some sponsors, try to remember the advice I gave you. Hopefully that works for you. I really, I really truly do. I wish you all the best of luck out there. For anybody that's down here in Florida, guys, stay safe. I'm thinking about you. I'm feeling your pain. I'm here in Florida too. But don't play with this, guys. This is a bad storm. If you got the opportunity, get out of Dodge. You can always rebuild. We can't rebuild ourselves though. I'm probably gonna do the same. To be honest, I might head out here too. So, Florida and everybody else that's out there, our prayers are with you. Stay safe. Fingers crossed. Let's pray for a miracle. Let's hope this doesn't end up being what everyone's predicting it to be. Stay safe, Florida. We love you guys. But for everybody else, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for your questions, your responses. It's absolutely fantastic to be able to sit here. I'm glad it worked, and I'll be doing a whole bunch more of these live programs. So, like everything else, I'm going to end this just like all my other videos. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a little something. And if you did, you make sure you smash the heck out of that like button. And leave a comment for me on anything else you'd like to see me film. I'll do my very best to make a video out of each and every one of those. But most importantly, guys, subscribe to that channel. And if you're already subscribed, well, stay subscribed because there's plenty more coming in Sawgrass Bass's future. Thank you very much, guys. I love you all. We'll see you on the flip side.